The next day, the party pressed on through the dense, verdant expanse of the Green Home. Guided by Minnow's exceptional scouting abilities, they discovered a crucial clue, a set of tracks embedded in the wet forest floor and a small tuft of curly golden hair. Recognizing it instantly as Phelan's, they found renewed determination despite the strange, unnatural tracks surrounding Phelan's, which defied any logical description. As they followed the tracks, the forest around them began to darken in tone. The canopy grew thicker, shadows deepened, and the light filtering in from above became dim and eerie. They realized they were entering a part of the Green Home touched by the shadow, where the spiritual realm of death seeped into the material world, creating an otherworldly atmosphere. The air grew colder, and a chilling sense of being watched crept over them. Mira, ever the vigilant scout, spotted a group of gnolls camping in the forest. These savage, hyena-like humanoids were a plague on the plains far to the south, but their presence in the forest was highly unusual. It was clear they had recently been in a battle, some were wounded, and they had the carcass of a baby owlbear with them. The gnoll shaman, chanting over a campfire, waved a bone and leather totem, her guttural, barking language filling the air. The party decided to ambush the gnolls and perhaps capture one for questioning. Their surprise attack was swift and deadly. The gnolls, caught off guard by the savage elf assault, had no time to react. Amongst the gnolls' gear, the party found a totem made of human bone and leather. Sita, knowledgeable about various cultures thanks to her master Kalilin's teachings, recognized it as a symbol of Yinogu, the demon spirit said to have created the gnolls from the blood, bones, and bile of his victims. The group burned the totem and the gnoll bodies, then pressed on, following Phelan's trail with a renewed sense of urgency. Hours later, the party found themselves in an even darker, more foreboding part of the Green Home. The forest became disorienting, almost as dark as night, despite the midday sun. The sky above was black, devoid of stars. The forest was unnaturally still, the air cold and thick with the smell of decay. Muddy ground squelched underfoot. As they moved, the only sounds were worms writhing through the muck. Whispers filled the air, and dark shapes loomed in the shadows, giving them the eerie feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Suddenly, a large, hunched figure materialized ahead, cackling before vanishing into the darkness. The group noticed a flickering light in the gloom and rushed towards it. They saw Phelan tied to a large stone, a single lit torch stuck in the mud beside her. Sensing a trap, they approached cautiously. As Minnow untied her, a thunderous voice boomed, "You fools!" Phelan's form twisted into a massive shadow spirit with 11 grotesque limbs and a vaguely insect-like appearance, draped in dark robes. It rose into the air, instantly attacking Olena, who fell to the ground, gravely wounded. Minnow let loose a single arrow, which impacted the dark spirit squarely in the chest. The spirit, with a shrill screech and then a cackling laugh, exploded into a swarm of flies, its voice echoing, "You have stolen my children, so I shall steal yours." Sita quickly rushed to heal Olena, and the group, shaken but resolute, decided to pursue the malevolent spirit. Following the spirit's sinister trail, they arrived at the entrance of a foreboding cave, encircled by ancient stones etched with strange runes. These mysterious symbols seemed to serve as a ward, designed to confine something malevolent within. The air grew colder as they approached, a palpable sense of dread hanging heavy around the entrance. There, at the threshold of darkness, they stood resolute, convinced that this was the lair of the dark spirit that had taken Phelan. But as they gazed into the abyss, an unspoken question lingered in their minds. What dark horrors lay waiting within, ready to challenge their courage and test their resolve?